All right, all right. Well, welcome back to the Volatile Vet. I have a special guest, also pretty much my childhood brother, best friend, Mitch Lively, is joining us today. And we have all kinds of random things that we're going to riff on and just kind of see where the conversation goes. So, Mitch, do me a favor and just, give me kind of like a brief bio about you, man, so that people can get to know you.
All right. Well, Jesse and I, like you said, childhood best friend, grew up with each other, played high school football together. And then after high school, I was blessed enough to go on a Division One scholarship, played football at Sacramento State, where I actually tried out for the baseball. And I was actually, I tried out for the team. Said, hey, we need a pitch. Can you pitch? And I don't know. And I threw for him in '94 the first time. And go, looks like you're a pitcher. And I ended up playing 4 years of football at Sacramento State, 3 years of baseball. Then I signed a professional contract with the Colorado Rockies. I just retired in 2023, so I was fortunate to play 17 professional baseball. Played with the Giants, the Nationals, played overseas, Japan, Taiwan, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. You name it, I probably played it. But,
you name it, I've been there.
yeah. So, now I retired. I moved back to our hometown, Susanville, California, where I opened up an indoor training facility, baseball facility for kids. And my goal was I didn't want one kid to have the excuse of, oh, I need to move to a bigger town to be seen. So I felt like it was my duty to, coming from a small town, to give the information, knowledge, everything I gained over the last 20 years, and try to give that to some of these young kids and give them some motivation to continue their journey if that's what they want to do.
Dude, that's a cool story. Way to like full circle it.
Yeah.
And you're a dad now,
Yeah. Like a little boy, just dropped him off at his first day of second grade.
Look
He
at
looks
that.
like sixth, but
They grow quick, right?
it's fast.
That's what they used to say about us. They're like, "Damn, what grade are you in?" Be like, yeah, "You wait, I'll get there."
Exactly.
All right. So before we started recording, Mitch kind of brought up this really cool moment I had last week in Utah. I played for the West Regional title, which is if we look at the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, by the way, it's the left west 12 states. They take the top two players from each state and they put them all on one golf course, and I beat them all.
You did beat them. There was not any adversity in that, right?
Well, so coming up 18, dude. All right, first off, 17. I two putted for birdie on 16. Right, so I hit like a driver downwind, a 7-iron to the green. I two putted for a 4, and I was like, all right, we're back in red numbers, right? That's where we need to be. Let's see if I can sneak one in coming back, right? I get to 17. I hit a stupid kind of like high pull draw downwind. And it was in this like low cut area. And I was like, man, chipping this is going to be dicey, right? So I hit like a 40-yard putt to like 2 feet.
Yeah.
And then got up and down, and I literally like ran off of that green. I was like, all right, we got away with one there. Let's just go. I got on 18. I was like, all right, all I need to do is find the fairway, right? That's check box 1. Let's find the fairway. Hit a great tee shot right in the middle. I had 251 to the front edge, and I probably hit the purest 7-wood I've hit in months. It was beauty. And then I 3-putted. It was great.
Well, it's funny, but I saw the video, and it's like what, high footer. Like I'm like, oh, Jesse, all day, every day, and push it, and you just make a little moment of like, oh, but like then it was like that, and it's like, all right, and it's like kind of all right, so what? Now what?
Yep.
Right? Like, so what? Now what? Now what do we do? Now we're tied. All right, let's tighten back down, keep our mind focused on what we're doing. And like that, I saw it instantly as soon as you missed it. It was like that split second of disappointment, but then that like realization of like, here we go, game on. Let's finish. And that, like when I saw that in your video, dude, I was like, that's the dog. That's where we were created. That's those double days in 100 degrees in football. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was
saying. It's funny because I feel like to see that you gotta be a dog to see that.
You have to.
because if not, it's just like a regular look to somebody. But like for me, it was like, all right, well, in my mind, it was like, well, shit, I made 4,000 of those putts before. I've made them, but this one didn't go, and who cares? Like, let's go. We're not done. Work to be done. So I and the guy that I took down in the playoff is a friend of mine. And I gave him a hug, and I was like, dude, I'm glad we're here. We're both going to play for a national title in October. I was like, but you're gonna have to beat me, bro.
Like, we're cool, but we're not that cool.
Yeah, it's like, but you're gonna have to beat me. And I hit two great shots on the playoff hole, getting into that putt. And I walk up there, and I didn't see where his was. And I was like, "Hey, where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm 6 feet opposite of you." I'm like, "Oh, so you're gonna get a look?" Okay, in my brain, I'm like, "You're gonna see."
Yeah.
So I'm looking at mine. I took like probably 2 minutes. I don't know if you watched the live stream, but like
I
I
didn't watch it live, no.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my time. I really looked every spot, and I was like, okay, I need to make it because I don't want his putt to look like he's putting into a bucket. I want that thing to look like the ball is barely going to fit inside.
Right.
And I hit it, and for a second, I thought it was going to be short. And that little like wavy thing, I don't even remember doing that. I was just wanted it to go, man, like get, and it just dropped like a promo, like a promo video.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing moment to do that on that stage in front of all those people.
Well, and just mention too, like your family and friends there too. Like as soon as I saw that, and then you posted like having family and friends, it literally just shot me back to like my most successful moments or my most successful games of my career. And I swear, like when you have people there that are in your corner, people that know the hard work, the sweat, the time that you sacrifice, or this, the things that you sacrifice, when they're there to watch you, it's
Mm,
like you want to give it all. It like gives you like a little extra like push, like, hey, these people are here. They know what I've sacrificed. They know the hard work that goes into this. They're not just the normal fan that just I show up and I'm this good. Like
right, right. Because this
and
this
so
don't this don't happen overnight.
it happened overnight. So it's like every time I've had like the greatest games of my life, I swear I've either had a brother at a game or a family member that hadn't seen me play in a long time. And it just sparks that like it's not a nervous, it's almost like an ease over you. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
like people don't care. Like they're just happy to watch me.
right,
So it's
right.
in those
Well, I
situations.
think it's also kind of crazy where like they're like, wow, these people are here to watch me.
Yeah.
I must be the shit.
Right. Like normally I have to pay to go watch golf. Like this is
Right,
not
right.
right in the
And,
cart.
and like once they found out, which was also kind of a surreal moment too, like we had to wait for like a couple of the holes to clear so that we could actually have a playoff. And it was surreal, dude. Like people ran out there. Like I was going to the tee and people were running on the edges of the fairway just to see.
Yeah, people want to watch winners, dude. It's just it is
And
what it is.
and
They
that
want to
that
watch.
that was like the coolest moment where it was like the cameras weren't even set up yet, and like people were sprinting to get to in position to see these tee shots. So it was an amazing moment. And then in October, I play for a national title in Chicago.
That'll be awesome.
So I'm
The
looking forward
win.
to that. But now that we have taken the first few minutes to chat about my triumph, I do really want to tell your story a little bit because I think it's unique. And like you played ball all over the world, right? If you looked and you met your younger self,
Yeah.
18 years old, what would be like the advice that you would be like, sit down, Mitch, we're gonna have a chat? What would you say?
You are the company you keep, man. It doesn't matter in
Mm,
whatever job you're in. It doesn't matter what you're doing, even in the baseball realm, right? Like if you're being seen with the people who are messing around all the time, you're going to be labeled. Even if you don't drink and you're going out, whatever, and you're with the party people, you're going to be labeled as that. So,
yeah.
and my biggest thing is like the work you put in when no one's around. That's what's
Oh,
gonna
dude, that's it.
that number one. The work that you do when no one's around. That's like my definition of character. I mean, I don't know what your definition of character, but my thing is like what you do when no one's around. Like you can be a good person when everyone's eyes are on you, but walking by a homeless guy, oh, I'll give him a bottle of water because people are around. But if no one's around, I'm just gonna walk by that guy. No, are you gonna do that when no one's around? Like the biggest thing is just carry yourself the same. And I think that has helped me lead to a lot of success in my life. And surrounding yourself with a good core of friends, family, partners, you know, having a good partner who understands what you're going through. You know, I lived, like you said, I lived overseas. I had a really good partner at the time who was very supportive. And
Even during COVID, when you kind of got trapped over there.
you know, I was stuck in Taiwan without my son and wife at the time, and just being able to know that I had a partner at home that was able to do things without me was a huge stress release. You know,
Right,
really
right. One less thing you got to worry about.
one less thing you had to worry about. It was like, all right, I'm just here to work. I'm here to provide. I'm here to do my thing, to do my job. And you know, and then you're around people, and you're like, hey, that's not the mission. They're not on my same track. They're not trying to get where I'm at. They're
Yep,
gone.
yep.
And then I would say that the other thing, the biggest thing that I did take away from my career that led to a lot of success was every time I went into a locker room, you know, you got traded or you got released or whatever, you're in a new clubhouse. Sometimes I'm in a new clubhouse one time a year, sometimes 6 times a year, depends on what
Damn.
kind of season.
Right.
But walking in and seeing who the dog is, who's the horse, who's the guy
Who's
on
the
this team.
dog,
Okay,
baby?
yeah, but what's this guy do that separates himself? All right, this guy comes an hour earlier than anybody else. I like that. I'm going to take that. All right, I'm on this team. This guy, you know, he throws 60 pitch bullpens instead of 20 pitch bullpens. Okay, I like that. You know, and basically you're taking strengths from superstars or from guys, and you're building your version of what you want to be. You're building
Mm.
your like on you know you're on MVP show. You're building it that way. You're I like this about this guy. I like
May,
this about this.
I don't want to quick. I don't want to interrupt your riff, but you got to stay close to your mic
Okay,
because
sorry,
it cuts out a little bit.
sorry, bud.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I see you getting
but
animated. I want that part. I just want to hear it.
just you know finding the qualities in an athlete that you see yourself being, or you know wherever you want to be in life, like finding somebody who's successful at what you want to be, and almost mentoring underneath them or taking the things. You don't even have to talk to them. You can just watch them and learn.
Yeah.
But if you get the luxury of being able to talk to them, that's another you know another card in the deck for you.
Well, I
So
mean, if you're on the same team, don't you get to talk to them, or is it
yeah,
still kind of
you do.
like
Yeah,
okay?
well, you get to, but you know, some people maybe you don't approach them. You know, like maybe you're intimidated by them, or you're a new guy on the team, so you're like, I'm not there yet. Let's just sit back and
You
watch.
don't seem like the guy that gets intimidated.
No, not really,
Yeah,
but
because it's like you can always give me cold shoulder, bro, but I'm gonna come try to chat.
right, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest. Just you know, and then next thing you know, I was fortunate enough to play till I was 37 years old, which is a dinosaur. I remember the last year I'm in my coaches meet, we're in our team meeting, and I'm sitting there, and my manager I'd played with, my pitching coach I'd played with, so I'm like all their age,
Damn.
older, and they're doing the coach meeting. At the end, one of the players has a question. He goes, "Hey, you didn't introduce this coach," and they point to me, and
That's a player, bro.
the man, that's opening day starter. So just funny stuff like that, you know. It's just, hey, man, there's always something to learn. There's always, you know, a direction to go, and then it just kind of goes full circle, right? Like I got to play till I was 37. All right, who are the young pups coming up? Hey, let's teach them how to be a pro. Let's teach them how to go about their business, how to carry themselves, how to have a long career. What
How,
worked for you?
what do you think allowed you to get to have your career go to 37?
Taking care of my body, man. I quit drinking at 32,
Okay.
so cut alcohol, cutting out a lot of sugars, but just being able to going into like mobility, taking care of my body, working out in the gym, like
Like
obsessed.
what did like a day in the pro life look like for you? Like
Oh man,
what was that like? Like, you know.
so for me, the day I pitched was my easy day. Like that was my easy day. I showed up to the field and I worked, you know, but like
Yeah.
a typical day for me would be all right. I wake up in the morning, go get coffee, have breakfast. Then I go to the gym from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And then after the gym, I would go kind of decompress for an hour. And then let's say we had to be on the line at 2 o'clock for stretch. I'm
Mhm.
there at 1 o'clock. I'm there, you know, getting stretched out, going through my mobile. I played so long, man, I stretch. So I had to go out there earlier and go stretch. Go
I
stretch.
stretched so I could stretch.
I'm not joking.
Ah!
I say that.
That's just
So
funny.
catching
That's
for
funny.
stretch, but then going out there and like having, you know, going through my catch process, going through my stuff.
Yeah.
But like other thing is like having a purpose. A lot of the people they would just be like, "Oh, I'm just playing catch." But for me, it was like that. As a pitcher, I was a pitcher. So as a pitcher, you only have really a couple days you can get off the mound. Other than that, the only really working on your craft is when you play catch. So for me, when I was playing, not talking to me. The only person I'm talking to is the guy I'm throwing this ball to,
Yeah.
and
Which
having
is
purpose, having that lock in mentality. Because if you're not playing every day, you have to be able to lock in every day, or else you're not going to
yeah,
be able to
because
do.
you're out there on an island. It's not
Yeah,
like you got people to talk to. Yeah.
exactly. So, then I go through that, and then we have like a 2 hour window. I go back in the gym. I do more workouts, a lot of shoulder exercises to maintain the shoulders, just a lot of recovery. Playing 37, you wake up with those sores and those aches, and how are you going to
Yeah.
make it? But you pitch a game and you deplete yourself, and it's trying to spend that whole 4 days to get back to hopefully 80-90% of what you were to start before. And then you're not working out, you're just depleting. So
Right.
just trying to figure a way to refill that tank every day.
And I feel like that's the part that like people that don't compete at high levels, they don't understand like how much prep and like care it takes just to be on that level to be able to
Yeah.
compete there. And then it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, then you compete, and then like then what? And I'm like, okay, let's say golf, right? Like to me, golf is 90% between your ears, right? Because you can beat yourself long before you get out there. And
Exactly.
everybody's like, well, how do you feel? When I was over, dude, I was emotionally exhausted.
Drained.
Oh yeah, I had nothing left. Like I stood out there to like for all those pictures, and I went and sat on the couch and like legit could have napped right there.
Oh yeah. Well, same thing when you're pitching, right? It's like, all right, everyone thinks you just show up and play. It's like, well, I'm looking at scouting reports. I'm reading things. All right, what's this guy doing? Who's going to run? Who's going to swing first pitch? Who's going to do these things against
Mm-hmm.
me? Have that in my mind. And so then you're out there and you're like, all right, I'm going to throw this pitch one. And then you're already auto checking. All right, if he swings at this is what I'm going to. If he takes this is what I'm going to. So it's like you already got to be 2 steps.
So you actually plan like per batter what you're going to throw.
Kind of like,
Oh,
so I
shit.
have like
Okay.
a plan. It's like a subconscious, like, all right, I throw this pitch, depending on the result, I'm going to go to A or B. All right, result swung, we're going to plan A. Or he took it, we're going to plan A. Like
Mm-hmm.
it all depends, man. It's just crazy, but you're in that mental game. Like people think you just catch the ball, you get up there. It's like, no, I catch that ball and I turn around. Okay, he took this. Looks like he's trying to pull the ball. Well, we're going to stay away. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Looks like he auto take that. Bait me in to throw that again. I don't know. We'll find out if he hits 200 feet or if he hits it 500 feet. We'll find out.
No, it's a chess. It's a chess match.
And it's just mentally exhausting. The whole time it's not mentally exhausting is when you don't make it out of the first inning.
Yeah, because then you're a fan watching your buddy do it.
Yeah, and like, I think that's my best, dude. And then I get to watch a baseball game for 8 innings. It sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's very bittersweet to not be out there.
They're getting a snowman on hole number 1. It's a long road.
Yeah. Well, but there's also a lot of golf after that you could fix it.
Yeah, true.
It's funny that like I ask you these questions, like, hey, what advice would you give your younger self? And then I try to ask me, like while you're answering, and I'm like, oh, what advice would I give? And I'm like, dude, like it doesn't matter that much. Be more patient. Like, dude, when I was like playing like college golf and like even before that, it was like I felt like everything had to be now.
Right.
And, and it's like, dude, there's so much time, at least on a golf course. Like you have so much time. And it's like, if you just stay patient, and I'm thinking like even how like you're explaining pitching, right? It's like, you have time in between every delivery, and you get to kind of like plan. And even if that doesn't feel like much time, let's say it's 45 seconds or less, right? By the time you catch the ball, you walk back to the mound, you set, you plan, you go. And it's like, that's a long time to really like be in your head and to be able to be like committed to a plan every time.
In a good way or a bad way, right?
Right.
It's all about perspective and the way you take that. Like, all right, I just threw a aired pitch. I'm trying to go down the way and I just went up and in. Am I going to be defeated because, man, that's not what I'm trying to do? No, I'm not going to let them see that that's not what I was going to try to do. Yeah. How am I going to use this miss to my advantage? So like also using that like having that stone cold, like, yeah, I meant to do that. I meant to throw up and then really like.
You're welcome, buddy, because this one might be on your chin.
No feel of what I'm doing today, but I'm not going to let you know that.
Right. Yeah. That's and that's like the part where it's like you're pitching against the batter, right? That's the match, and like my side, I'm playing the earth.
Yeah.
And if I play that better than somebody else, I'm gonna win.
Exactly.
And I love that very much.
I would be really good at golf if they didn't have sand, water, trees. Like I'd be the best.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyway, I did pull up something from earlier where you were talking about like character where no one was looking. Yeah. And I couldn't remember the quote of the person that said something very similar that I like, but I found it. And it says, the true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is looking. Yeah. And John Wooden said that.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And I just, that one is the other one that connects with that. You'll definitely know who this one is. It says knowledge will give you power, but character will give you respect. And Bruce Lee said that.
Bruce Lee, yeah, yeah.
So
It's just funny the little things that we take for we get away from that mentality or whatever, and just to think back on it and just how easy it sounds at times or how hard it could sound at times.
yeah, it's weird that like the easiest things I feel like in life can sometimes be the hardest because like you can always tell a lie to yourself, but you can also be honest with yourself, and that's harder.
That's a lot harder.
Yeah, yeah,
That's really hard.
yeah. Because
We
like
can try.
you can make yourself believe almost anything, and that's the danger part.
That's what I tell these little kids I train. I go, you're powerful. The most powerful tool you have is right here. Like you tell
Mm-hmm.
yourself, I can't do this, or I stink at this, or I suck at this. Guess what? You'll never be good at it.
Yeah,
But if you tell yourself you're going to do it, your body will start to believe it. Everything will start to believe it. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest motivator because you can also be your biggest. You can be your biggest.
I mean, just think about how many times in your head that like they swung and missed before they swung and missed.
Exactly.
Like how many times did you run it? You know?
Yep. Or vice versa. I've had guys where I'm like, man, I can never get this guy out. Guess what? The guy goes 3 for 3 off me that day.
Yeah,
Like
because you already set it up to happen.
I already set it up. Like this
Yeah.
guy owns me. I can't get him out. He owns me, and I'm not
Right.
going to beat him. I don't have that instinct, that killer in me because it's just not there.
Okay, now I have a question. Hot seat question.
Okay.
When you get caught in that mindset, the I can't, oh man, I'm having trouble. How or what do you do that pulls you out of that?
So for me, depending when I was playing, it was a step off, 2 big breaths, and it was like a factory reset where I just find something on the ground that doesn't belong there. Maybe it's a rock out of the dirt, and I would just basically look into that, take 2 big breaths, and I would just hyper focus onto that rock, and then I would try to look into the rock and outline it, and just bring myself into this zone of fine focus. There's like focus, right? There's focus, like I see you, but I also see the black behind you, or I see the purple behind you. I see the headphones on you. But then there's that fine focus where I'm like looking into you and I see the shadows under your eyes. I see, the hair on your forehead that's a little, whatever. Like that's that fine focus of refocusing and getting everything back into where it needs to be. So being able to, like you said earlier, being able to slow down the moment rather than let it speed up.
Yeah.
And even in sometimes, man, we're our worst enemies. I've been guilty of it as of late. Just like getting overwhelmed with things, and like, man, I can't do this. I can't do this. And it's like, all right, let's slow things down. What can we do? All right, we can handle A, B, and C. All right, let's handle those first, and then we'll come to C. But just slowing things down and working on heart rate and focus and things that we can handle, because there's a lot of things that we worry about, especially as athletes or as people, that I'm worried about this, but do I really have any control over that? I have zero control over that. Like an umpire, hey,
right.
he's not getting me the inside corner today. Well, he's not changing his mind, so why am I going to keep doing it?
Why am I going to force the issue? Right.
Yeah, let's adjust to this. Let's make the adjustments instead of doing the same thing over and over. Let's adjust instead of letting him missing that call. In my opinion, missing that call, now it's pulling me out of my game. It's pulling me out of what I can do.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, what are you going to give me? Then I'm going to find that and concentrate there.
Yeah, let's see what you are going to do. Yeah. So I would say things like that.
Okay, I like that. I like the idea of slowing it down because when you get into big moments, it's like the moment defines you or you define the moment kind of thing. Right. And to me, it's like I want that thing to last as long as it can, right? And if I'm letting it speed up, I'm losing time I could spend in that moment.
Yeah, you're not enjoying it. You're like, done. Like some of those moments, like I want them to last forever. Some of them I want them done now.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them require more energy and enjoyment. And some of them are like, can you please stop? Thank you.
Right.
But I think that's a beautiful thing to say, where it's like I just need to slow it down, step back, focus on some finer things that kind of pull my mind away from something else that is bothering me. I like that. Okay, let's shift gears a tiny bit, and let's say that as a professional athlete, because we have to tie it back to the show a tiny bit here. Right. As an athlete, do you think that you had tools in place that helped you kind of like financially plan throughout your career and make it as effective as it could be?
Yeah, the first couple of years of my career, I didn't make much money, so I was just playing for the love of the game and the opportunity. But then slowly I started making money, and then got fortunate enough to start making decent money. Like I said, I had a really good partner at the time, and so being able to invest my money into real estate and trying to get money working for me while I was playing. So yeah, I'm making money here, but baseball, if let's say I get hurt, I'm
Yep.
done making
It's
money.
not forever. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm done making money. Or I'm one. I always joked around, like people would joke, "I'm 30. Like, when are you going to retire?" I joke, I'm one bad year away from retirement, and I was fortunate enough to play 7 extra years. So
Damn,
for
you
my
felt 1 year away from retirement at 30?
at 30, dude, I was a dinosaur. My goal was to make it to 30. Most people, they say the average is like
Wow.
3 years of playing career. So 30-year old in baseball. So I was trying to make it,
Does
to
that
30.
does that differentiate between positions? Like
No,
age?
it's
No.
just the game. Like,
Damn.
you got to think about it. Every year, every team's drafting 50 new guys to replace you. So what are you
Yeah.
going to do?
True.
Yourself new guys. If you have a bad year, you have 2 bad years. Adios. And so, but having that financial, like having Airbnbs, having rental properties. I bought a house in Mexico at a rent out. I have an Airbnb I purchased. And just trying to have that money work for me, even so while I wasn't playing, I had stuff set up, and so I had a really good partner who actually pushed me to do that a lot.
Good.
She was great at that, and
Good.
really helped me with that and stuff like that. And
I mean, I'm
so
sure you're thankful now, though, right?
yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but because I couldn't imagine, if you're single, but going through your money, blowing through it, and just retiring and be like, oh, what now? I played with a lot of those guys where they were just messing around, going out, and now they're playing. They're having to hustle all the time, and it just looks exhausting. But
It does.
um, I was able to invest in a business. I didn't,
Yeah.
didn't my loan. I invested into my business, which is paying me back daily. So training
And
these kids, and training these kids is unbelievable. It's
yeah,
so fun.
I'm gonna have to try to make a trip up there one of these days just to kind of see what that looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, like, so business wise, you're like an all year school, right?
Yeah. So they bring in their kids. I train them one on one. I do small groups, and then I actually work with this other company called California Adventure Camps, and they travel all of California to school districts, and they run like after school programs and summer camps. So I'll come in with them, and I'll run like their baseball portion for them. So I just got done with like a 9 week tour all summer doing that from Redding all the way down to San Diego.
I think that's when I saw you down south. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was down there.
Yeah.
So just been going, man. Like, just I'm finally home, and everyone's like, "Where's you next?" I'm like, "No, I'm home. I'm just chilling."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Leave me alone.
yeah, bring me your kid. We'll
Yeah.
play baseball.
Yeah. I guess, is there anything that we didn't touch on that, somebody that doesn't know you or your story, or some information that you would like to share that you think would someone might find valuable?
Yeah. Well, about my story, like I only played 6 professional games, and I actually tore my elbow, my UCL, and I was out of baseball for about 6 months, thinking I'll never play baseball again. Was sitting at home, like just a mess. Like, what am I going to do? I ended up getting a job selling pharmaceutical sales for Blazer, and I was supposed to start on a Monday, and this is a Friday. I'm floating the river with like 5 of my best friends, and I get a call like, "Hey, this is Doc Edwards. He's an old Pirate manager. He goes, I'm for the San Angelo Colts. It's an independent ball team. Do you want to play baseball?" And I go, "Yeah, I'd love to." He goes, "We'll give you $600 a month."
How
And I go,
much? How much?
$600 a month.
What the
And,
fuck? Six hundred
and I go,
dollars.
I'm starting out at 60,000 a year on this new job. Um, how long do I have? He goes, "You have till tomorrow to decide." I go, "Okay, let me call you back." I'm like, "Okay, like I'm definitely calling you back."
Bro,
Uh,
that's $5,000 a year.
yeah, and he goes, and it's not even that because you only get paid while you're playing. It was like 200, 2,500. So before I hang up, he's like, "Oh, and we don't pay for your way out to Texas, so you have to figure your way out here." I'm like, "So now I gotta drive there or fly there on my own dime." So I go, "Okay." Like, I hang up. I'm like, my buddies are they're all my ex high school football buddies, and they go, "Who was that?" And I told them who it was, and they go, "You're going?" I go, "No way, dude. You're crazy if you think I'm going." They go, "Hey, man," and this is what I talked about. Like, you are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
They all go, "Man, we all wish we were playing football still. You have an opportunity to do this. Go do it." And I told them, I go, "Well, I just all my money on this job, on suits and computers and stuff. And they go, no, man, you're going. And they pulled out $100 bill. They all gave it to me. I called back next day, hopped in my car. I drove out to San Angelo, Texas, played 4 games, and decided to San Francisco Giants after that. And I played 16 years after that.
Damn.
And I remember my first big league game. All my buddies came out, and I gave them $100 back at dinner.
Hell yeah.
So my whole message behind that is just like you have to gamble on yourself, man. No one else is going to do it for you. So you have to take those gambles. It might seem hard, even with my business. I was struggling. I don't do this. I can't do this. I don't have this. Just because I played baseball doesn't mean I know how to construct it. Doesn't mean I know how to connect. I could get a partner at the time who pushed me and said, "Hey, man, you could." And I went all in and I did it, and it's the best decision I've ever made because this is what I was. Baseball was just the knowledge to do this, and I truly
Yeah.
believe without baseball I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. So just gamble on yourself. If you have that doubt, just do it. If you have any passion, if you're passionate about it, or you think you need, just do it, because the only thing holding yourself back is yourself, for real.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah,
I am a
I
testament of that too.
thought about that in a long time.
Dude, I love that because it's like when I look at things that I've done and things that I will do, because I feel like I've only just begun, the best wager I will ever make is on me.
Yeah, no one else is going to do it.
No, and I don't need anybody else to do it because I'm going to bet
No,
every day.
exactly, exactly.
So, well,
But
I will say this: we might have to do this again because I feel like there's a lot more to talk about. But I really appreciate you taking some time to sit in and kind of hot seat this with me today and join me on the Volatile Vet for the first time. I'm guessing
yeah,
it won't be the last.
uh,
Um,
if your viewers want me back, I'll come back.
oh, come on now!
A lot of good.
I think there's too many good topics here, man. So,
Yeah.
all right, Mitch, I'm gonna stop. I'll stop the recording, but I really appreciate you.